Another one of these again. The NAWCQ, the most prestigious event in all of the United States of America. And I guess Maple Syrup Town. What's it called again? Well, Jesse Cotton managed to qualify there, and that's why they're called Canadians and not Cant-Adians. This is not starting off strong. Okay, roll the memes. It's game! It's game! It's literally game! It's
oh my
game.
god, that's game! That's game!
Is that game?
Yeah, it's game. It's like
game!
It's like
Don't you win?
Yes!
Don't you win if you anchor?
What happens?
He just
Don't you win if you anchor
what
the
happens?
Utopia?
it's like 10,000.
Okay. So Topia double adds double or nothing, then it summons Utopia and it gets its attack doubled. So he's at 5k, he can attack double or nothing and then it's 10k.
Yeah.
That's 859.
8.
Negate your own attack,
That's
activate, it's 10k, and that's game.
Oh my god, he did it!
Fucking anchor.
He didn't have an answer!
Oh my fucking
No way!
Oh my god, that's crazy!
Double or nothing!
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah! Utopia, double or nothing. Yes, indeed. Zexal anime card shenanigans is what went down at that playoff. Non-ironically, in Jesse Cotton's Sky Striker list. In some respects, I guess it's cool. I can't believe that actually managed to win a game. 2 of them, actually, 2 of them. So, double or nothing is now a staple Sky Striker card, boys. Now, before we continue with the rest of the, I do have a couple of issues with this event that I want to clarify and talk about a little bit just before we go on. Overall, the Yu-Gi-Oh coverage is pretty terrible. The European Yu-Gi-Oh events are, not trying to be biased or anything, just better in every shape or form. The American coverage, other than the fact that it happens literally like once a year, is just not that amazing. If it wasn't for the actual Yu-Gi-Oh taking place, I probably just would have just turned this thing off because of how awful it was to see. The first point I want to bring out, and this is a second topic we'll mention as well, is the absolute ridiculous slow play, warnings, judge calls, controversies that happened. Almost every other round had some kind of controversial judge call involved, normally using time. Roll the tape.
We haven't. That's kind of last year's WCQ.
The match has concluded.
Not?
You guys have packed up. I am issuing you guys.
So we'll see if last year's
No, it's about
big thing on WCQs can combine with the big thing from this year.
You can actually see the very moment that his heart split in two, realizing he wasn't going to go to Worlds. I'm glad you zoomed in on a grown man crying just for added extra effect. I really think it's shameful that this managed to go through live on the feed. I don't know how the quality control happens. I don't know who chooses the scenes and the angles live at the time. But this is just embarrassing. I can't believe they showed that. If there's a judge call taking place, I think they should probably just make it a rule of thumb to just cut away and, you know, have some respect for the players to just, you know, deal with it with the judge, because it is a pretty emotional event. It is really, really a big deal, and it means a lot to these players. We don't need to see that, kid. I mean, you don't need to zoom in on his face. That's ridiculous. The quality of the camera angles and stuff they gave us have just been shameful and terrible. Here's another example of just what is going on here.
Anytime you open Battery Man Solar and a danger or two.
I don't know who thought it would be a cool idea to have this like first-person shooter, like Fortnite camera angle, like over the player as they're doing. No one wants that. Nobody asked for. Who asked for this? What? Just show us the duel. Now, the thing that I want to point out here is like, okay, cool. This is just an action shot of the guy's face. Pretty cool. Yeah, sure. I mean, getting the players' faces is important, I guess. It shows emotion. It shows their sort of connection to the duel and how they feel about it. But what is, like, do you see the problem here? They're playing. They are playing the duel. And this shot, this camera angle lasts 7 minutes. Listen, this guy, he's pretty cute, you know, he's a good handsome lad, but he's not 7 minutes ignoring the Yu-Gi-Oh handsome, okay? Not like me. This player's entire turn was played out, and then his opponent's turn was completely played out all with this camera angle. Show us the field. Show the field. I want to see what's happening. I can't see. I can't see. 7 minutes, 2 entire turns are played out. 2 entire turns. Think about that. In Yu-Gi-Oh, sometimes duels only last 2 turns. Like, for all we know, an entire duel could have been played out with just the camera staring at this guy's face. I don't know what Konami are doing. I don't know what you guys are playing at. This is terrible. Like, hire a new production company. Like, at this point, you guys have had so many chances and opportunities and experience filming and recording Yu-Gi-Oh events, and you're doing this still. Like, this is really what's still happening. Not to mention the disconnects that happened, the refreshing. It was a shit show. And the one final point as well that I want to mention here is another judge call.
And I said, while you're still in main phase verbatim, I'm going to use the effect. And he said, no, we're in battle phase. And he said, okay, to battle phase. So he said it was okay, but you thought you were saying it was okay. To his main, yes.
So definitely kind of clear up phases.
Yeah. Clear the attack. I said, while you're still in your main phase. I mean, that's like, while I thought that we were still in the main phase.
Yeah. This is what these time rules allow. This is what these time rules influence and kind of exaggerate. Having these situations come up all the time. Even the best players are taken advantage of or misstep with these new time rules. The time rules ending the phase, like that's... How many times do we need to talk about this? How many videos do we need to make about this for people to realize that these are just awful? Every other feature match at the NAWCQ that we watched had some kind of judge call, had some kind of warning, had some kind of like slow play issue being dealt with, all because of these time rules, and players know just exactly what's going down and what's happening because they're trying to play in such a way that it rewards them for being slower or tactically playing around the last phase clause or whatever this thing allows. And it was just shameful and awful to watch, honestly. I hated when this happened. No one wants to see this. Just change the rules. Just change these rules. You need to start from the bottom up. Just scrap them and start again. Like, these rules are not helping anyone. No one enjoys them. Unless, of course, you're checking the graveyard. The issue with the table judges, for those of you who are aware, and some of you might have noticed a lot of misplays or illegal plays didn't get caught and stuff during some of the feature matches. The argument given by some of the head judges at Konami is that those table judges at feature matches aren't actually there to judge the match. They're there to relay information to the stream team. First of all, my question is, what information are they relaying to the stream team? Because the NA coverage doesn't have hands. It doesn't show what cards are being played on the field. There is no visual representation. So I don't know what information the judges are relaying, because in the EU coverage, it shows us the player hands. That makes sense. That makes sense for table judges in EU to be relaying information constantly and checking hands and what cards are there. For NA, they don't tell us what's in the card's hands, so I don't know what information they're relaying. And number two, those judges, okay, fine, let's say their job isn't to judge the table match. It's just to relay information. Why is it that those judges issue slow play warnings sometimes, but not all the time? The table judges are literally like a 2-of pot of desires in a deck. Sometimes they'll intervene and catch legal plays, and then other times they won't. You either make the judges fully involved and fully invested with the game, make it their complete responsibility to maintain, you know, a healthy game state, or you tell them to stick strictly to relaying information with their little touchpads and stuff like that. I feel like this middle ground in between thing where sometimes they catch illegal plays, sometimes they don't catch illegal plays, sometimes they give slow play warnings, sometimes they don't give slow play warnings. That's not helping anyone. That just creates inconsistency, and it becomes just an awful viewing experience. Why not have a third judge there? 2 of them can deal with the relaying of information with the tablets, and the third judge can be fully invested and focused on the duel at hand. Is that not a fair compromise? Qualms and issues and problems that we may have had with the production of this event aside, let's get into some actual some memes. I set a person and end my turn. This play here, this play right here, that's a combo. That is a sick combo. I summon Dark Magician in attack position. Can I read it? It's Dark Magician. I've used him dozens of times. It's a normal monster. Can I read it? I think this kind of summarizes this event with the slow playing, the time rules, and don't get me wrong, I'm not just picking on Americans here. It's going to happen at the EUWCQ as well. It will happen, trust me. But that's what the time rules exaggerate. And again, he's complaining about the time rules again. I know, he's complaining about the time rules. Yes, Farfa's complaining about the time rules again. Okay, but this is what people do. Can I check your graveyard? Can I read your card? It's Vanilla Monster. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the flavor text is, maybe it's got some hidden potential. See, like this guy. He's got hidden potential. What does that actually mean? What is hidden potential? I guess we'll find out on turn 3, huh? After I flip summon him. We'll see.
There is that.
But with all your True Dracos, it's pretty easy. And we see emergency provisions.
What? Really? Even his card of demise? Oh, that was time had run out during the phase.
If there's any way to win during a main phase.
It must have run out during the main phase, and he signed it in emergency provisions.
The return of the CMOs at this event also was here. Me and the boys about to start a YouTube channel with 150,000 subs and give you some meta-analysis. Yep. Thank you, CMO. Very cool.
Yeah, I don't know. But Elvis does start his turn with a Thunder Dragon Dark. Discards a search for Thunder Dragon Dark. Thunder Dragon Dark has kind of like a small Thunder Dragon effect.
Yep, it searches for itself.
Yep.
But only one.
Yeah.
But it does during both players' turns.
Self-cut. It's one cut. Yep. Just, you know, shuffle. You get to shuffle, your opponent gets to shuffle. And then
Well, that was awkward. What deck are you playing? Danger Thunder. What's your current record? 4-0. Why do you want a feature match? I play the best deck. And what makes your deck unique? Me. We got a new look at the new prize card. It is a Link 4 Zero Attack monster. To really summarize what this guy does, it doesn't do anything. I'm not a very good reader of Japanese. My kanji is a little bit off, but I think it says line, stroke, line, box, stroke, line, box, which is a rough translation to garbage. This card doesn't do anything. It banishes a synchro from your extra deck and summons a token with the same attack. It summons vanilla tokens that have some attack points. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this iteration of the NAWCQ meme review. I'll be having a podcast with the winner, Cody Angeloff, and the newly qualified Jesse Cotton live on my channel tomorrow night as I'm uploading the video thing. So you can check that out tomorrow night. Until then, make sure you subscribe to me and Twitch, follow me, Discord community, discord.gg/Farfa, follow me on Twitter, and until next time, adios.
Keep spending most our lives living in the